Well, my dear, said Mr. Bennet when Elizabeth had read the note aloud. If your daughter should have a dangerous fit of illness, if she should die, it would be a comfort to know that it was all in pursuit of Mr. Bingley and under your orders. Now, here, the father, Mr. Bennet, said when the Elizabeth read the note in front of everyone on the breakfast that if your daughter would be seriously ill or if she would die, who will be responsible for all this? In pursuit of Mr. Bingley. What is the meaning here? That following Mr. Bingley to make him interested in marrying her. What was the reason that the mother sent her to Mr. Bingley? So that she could impress Mr. Bingley and he would marry her daughter. So here were the two reasons. The one is when her mother wanted her daughter to impress Mr. Bingley, and secondly, the orders that were given by the mother to Zen. Oh, I'm not afraid of her dying. People do not die of little trifling colds. The mother said that she is not scared of, she is not afraid of her illness, and this was, she was not very seriously ill, and because of the sore throat or because of little headache, people do not die. Here, the term is used trifling. Trifling means a thing of little value. Means here it is describing that the cold was not very severe or serious. She will be taken good care of, and her mother assured her father that the people there will take good care of Jane. As long as she stays there, it is all very well. I would go and see her if I could have the carriage. And then she said that people will take good care of her there and she will be all right very soon. And I could have been there if I would have the vehicle. She did not have any carriage, so she could not go to meet her daughter. Elizabeth, feeling really anxious, was determined to go to her, though the carriage was not to be had, and as she was no horsewoman, walking was her only alternative. She declared her resolution. So, where the mother gave an excuse for not going to Netherfield and not meeting her daughter here, the Elizabeth had the resolution and she declared her resolution that she would go to meet her sister. Although she too did not have the carriage and she was not a horsewoman. So walking was the only option. Means she decided to go to the Netherfield to meet her sister without any carriage and walking. Alternative means the other option. So no other option was available to her except for the walking. How can you be so silly? Cried her mother. And when the mother heard about this resolution of Elizabeth, she cried that it is so silly. As you think of such a thing in all this dirt, you will not be fit to be seen when you get there. Now, what was the ambition of the mother? The ambition of the mother was to find the suitable, rich, wealthy husbands for all her daughters. And now, when she heard about such a resolution of Elizabeth that she would go to meet her sister Jane to the Netherfield walking, she thought that when she would reach there, when Elizabeth would reach to the Netherfield, would be her condition? She would not be presentable so that the rich people, the wealthy people there can find her as a beautiful, nice girl. Because the mother was always thinking of that only. But she had decided, I shall be very fit to see Jane, which is all I want. So, what was the reply of the Elizabeth? That okay, I would not be presentable to the people, but at least I could see the Jane, and that is my purpose to go there. Is this a hint to me, Lizzie? Said her father to send for the horses. Now, when the father heard about her resolution, he asked that whether he should ask for some horses. No, indeed, I do not wish to avoid the walk. Then Elizabeth replied, no, she actually wanted to walk to that place. The distance is nothing when one has a motive. Only 3 miles. I shall be back by dinner. She said that she is so determined to meet her sister that the distance of 3 miles is not very much, and she assured them that she will be back by the time of dinner. I admire the activity of your benevolence. Benevolence, all of you must be aware, benevolence means kindness. Observed Mary, but every impulse of feeling should be guided by reason, and, in my opinion, exertion should always be in proportion to what is required. So here came the another sister, and she said that I really appreciate your kindness, your willingness to see your sister that she is fine, but your feeling, the impulse feeling, the intensity of your feeling should be guided by the reason. But there has to be a reason, a valid reason for what you are doing. The sentence given here is exertion should always be in proportion to what is required. Means the amount of trouble taken should be equal to the desired result. Means the risk that you are going to take, what you will get in return of that. You should always think of it before, and then you should take your action. In Hindi, you must have heard many proverbs about this. So, here her sister Mary warned her, we will go as far as Marathon with you, said Catherine and Lydia. Elizabeth accepted their company, and the three young ladies set off together. So here came the another two sisters, the Catherine and Lydia, and they said they will accompany her. So here now we have all the five sisters: Jane, Elizabeth, Mary, Catherine, and Lydia. If we make haste, said Lydia, as they walked along, perhaps we may see something of Captain Carter before he goes. In Marathon, they parted. So, the place where they decided that the sisters would accompany her, there they parted. They became separate from each other. The two youngest repaired to the lodgings of one of the officer's wives, and Elizabeth continued her walk alone. So, two of the sisters stayed there and repaired the lodging, means went to the house of our officer's wife, but Elizabeth continued her walk, crossing field after field at a quick pace, and she was very fast that she was crossing field after field on her way, jumping over stiles and springing over puddles with impatient activity. She was very impatient to meet her sister. So here it is describing her way, that how she was finding the things and how she was crossing them with intensity, that she wanted to meet her sister.